Hey everybody, I'm Greg with the Fix My Bleep channel. Thanks so much for joining me today. So on this video I'm going to be doing a review on this wall stud finder and moisture meter. So this is an 8-in-1 tool. It looks really cool, so let's get into the video, you guys. Let's check it out. Alright you guys, unboxing the wall stud finder and moisture meter. This is the 8-in-1 stud finder. Here we go. Instructions there. That is everything in the box, you guys. Alright, so the wall stud finder does need a 9-volt battery to operate it. It is not included. So grab a 9-volt battery, turn over the wall stud finder, pop open the little hatch on the back, and just press it and release. Open it up, pull out the little battery connector right here, the larger prong right there goes to the smaller post on the battery. Just match it up, click it in until it snaps, put your battery in, close your little door, and that will click, and now battery's installed and it's turning on. Alright, so what does it do? So this thing finds wall studs. It not only finds them, it tells you the size of the wall stud that you're looking at. It also apparently will find metal items in the wall. But wait, there's more. It finds electrical wiring in the wall, which is really cool. And apparently it will also find moisture in your walls or your wood surfaces or whatever surface you're looking at. So it looks like a pretty cool item. So that's why I wanted to do a review on this thing. The other thing is there is a link in the description where you can find this item online to get one for yourself. Be sure and like and subscribe to the channel. Alright you guys, so this stud finder has different scanning modes built right into it. So the stud 1/2-inch scan mode locates the center of edges of your wood and metal studs up to a 1/2 inch deep. Stud 1-inch scan mode locates the center of edges of wooden metal studs up to 1-inch deep. Stud 1.5-inch scan mode locates the center and edges of wood and metal studs up to 1.5 inches deep. Metal scan mode detects metal up to 2.5 inches deep. AC wire scan mode detects the unshielded AC wires up to 2 inches deep. And so when I say deep, that means deep through your plaster or your drywall or your building materials. Alright you guys, so to use the stud finder, you hold in the button, that will turn it on. If you long press the button, that will shut it off. Notice the display screen is backlit. So now one thing you'll notice is it takes a little bit of learning to get used to the icons or the symbols on here. So on the screen, the I, basically, that's metal. So think of a beam or an I-beam. So that's metal detection. So the I-beam, it's metal. So to change mode, you hit the arrow. Your arrow will change modes. So now we're on 1/2 inch wood. So it shows a wooden block and you're on 1/2 inch wood. Now we're on 1-inch wood. Now we're on 1.5-inch wood. Back to the I-beam or the metal. And then this is electrical. You'd think it showed like a lightning or something, but that's your electrical symbol right there. Alright you guys, so as you're going through your modes here, you'll notice you keep hitting modes. It will come up with your temperature as well. You can change that right there, Celsius, or you can change it to Fahrenheit, which is kind of nice. That just helps if you're doing a construction project, I imagine, to know your temperature. Alright you guys, so the stud finder also comes with a moisture meter. It's built into the bottom of the tool right here. Just pop off this cap and here it is. There's a couple of prongs right there. that you would press into your lumber or your wood, or if you have a wall that you suspect may have a leak behind it. Press that into the material and that will tell you the moisture level. So there you go. We're going to test this out. Okay, so since this is a review video, I do want to point out that these instructions are actually very well done. So I am impressed with the instructions. Easy to read, very well laid out, and simple to follow. Packaging was good, nothing broken, so great on packaging. Alright, let's see if this thing works as advertised. Alright you guys, we're going to set this to the stud finder feature. There's a stud right here in the wall next to this subwoofer out box, and as you see I haven't patched the wall yet, so this is a perfect spot to try to see if this actually works or not. So again, we're going to power it on. We're going to set it over to, looks like about 1/2 inch drywall, so 1/2 inch wood material there. And then we're going to hold it up here where there's nothing in the wall to calibrate it. Let the bars count down. Okay, no bars. And one thing to note is while you're doing this, it will also tell you if there's electrical wiring in the wall. It will give you a little electrical symbol in the upper right corner. So as you're going along, it will tell you. The other thing, it also, when it alarms like that, it also says center when it's found the center of your stud. It's actually accurate. It is right on the center of the stud. Move it off. Move it over. Gives you a little arrow saying here's the edge of the stud. Move it left. Here's the other edge. Here's your right edge. Here's your left edge. Center, and alarms right in the center. It's dead on. Alright you guys, so I'm going to calibrate this, and to do that you hold the button in on the side here. You'll get the bars. They're going to count all the way down until there's no more bars, and then you always want to calibrate it while it's held flat against the surface that you're going to test. So check this out. It's set to fine metal. We're going to calibrate here. We're going to wait till these bars go down to 0. And then we're going to see if this thing will find a metal refrigerator through a granite countertop. I didn't think there's any way this would find it. Look at the bars go up. So it finds it. Metal, 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 lots of metal. Still metal. Then the bars start dropping away right there. Then you bring it back over. There comes the bars again. Alright you guys, let's see if it works on electrical. We're going to set it to electrical so you get the little electrical symbol here. Now we're going to start sliding it over ever so slowly, getting bars here already. Okay, there's the wiring for that outlet you see below my arm. There's more electrical. Probably picking up those wires that I'm touching with my fingers right there. If there's more wiring there. That's definitely working. And then let's see if we can actually find that speaker wire. I would be amazed if it finds the thing. Oh, it's finding a wire right there. Wow. It found it. I think I had coiled up the wire when I pushed it down here and pulled it out through the wall, and then I shoved the excess wire back in there. So I am really surprised it found that speaker wire, and I actually have these speakers turned on right now at the moment, so I don't know if you have to have the wires powered on or not, or if it's just finding the metal in the wall. But that's really cool. Alright you guys, time to test out the moisture meter here. So I've got a super dry block of wood, an identical soaked block of wood here. Gonna pop the bottom off of this. Here's the probes or the prongs on the bottom of it. We're gonna power this thing on, hit the button once, hit the button again, and you'll notice the arrow here will take us to the temperature. There's Celsius, there's Fahrenheit, hit the arrow again. That takes us to the moisture meter. You've got a little pine tree or a picture of a little house. We're actually going to test, we want the little pine tree, which means wood. So we take our little probes, push those into the dry piece of wood for starters. And there is no moisture content whatsoever. This piece of wood has been sitting in the garage for like months and months on end. There should be no moisture whatsoever. We live in the desert, so no moisture at all in that piece of wood. Let's test the next piece of wood. Push the electrodes into this piece of wood here, and we're already getting 26.4% moisture content in there, and so that's definitely showing the moisture content in that piece of wood right there. 26.4% moisture versus our other block of wood from the desert, 0% moisture content. So if you can push the probes into your block of wood, that will tell you your moisture content, and that definitely is working. Alright, so time to go over the benefits or the positive aspects of this stud and moisture finder right now, you guys. Alright you guys, so this thing is really cool. You know, I'm going to actually group a bunch of benefits together. So with this stud finder, you know, I've got the regular stud finder that will find your studs in your walls, but they don't tell you where your wiring is at in the wall. So I've got the one that beeps, tells you there's a stud there. That's great. You put your screw in the wall, hoping and praying that there's not a wire there, that there's not like a pipe there or something else, or a metal plate there or something. This thing's awesome. I love the fact that it tells you that, hey, there's electrical wiring there, or there's a metal plate there or something on the wall. So I love that fact that it's a multi-purpose tool. So it tells you where the studs are, tells you the center of the stud. It also tells you, by the way, hey, there's wiring in there, or no, don't bother, there's a big metal plate there where, you know, multiple posts or something comes together. So I love the fact that it is a multi-purpose tool. So huge bonus, you guys. Okay, so a couple of more positives. I love that it actually has an audible sound, so when you're getting near the stud, say you're reaching up somewhere and you can't quite see the thing, or you know, aren't able to quite see the display, it'll beep and tell you, hey, you know, the stud is right here, or you got somebody kind of spotting you. It'll say the stud's right there, and you can actually hear the sound get louder and louder as you get to the center of the stud. And also it's got a good backlit display on there that tells you where that stud's at. So that's another big positive. The other thing which I like is it will work on multiple materials. So your drywall, your stucco, your plasters, and you know, in the video, I was just messing around. It actually worked through this countertop. It's not supposed to, but it found the metal refrigerator right through the countertop. That was pretty impressive. I did not think that would work, so pretty cool. Alright you guys, so another positive is the price. It's running right around $25, $26 right now. There's a link in the description where you can find that as well. Okay, a couple more positives real quick. So it is very accurate. You just want to be sure and go slow as you're scanning for the studs. Also, it lights up and gives you a little notification when you come across electrical wiring while you're looking for those studs. Very cool. It also has an automatic shut off. After 3 minutes, if you're not using it or doing anything with it, it just turns off. Alright you guys, so time to go over any drawbacks there may be about the stud finder. Let's start those now. Alright, so maybe a drawback, but not really a deal breaker at all, is you do have to calibrate this before each use. Now that's not something new with stud finders. A lot of stud finders, even the higher end ones, you still have to calibrate those before you drag it across a wall or before you go find your studs or electrical or whatever. It needs to know what type of material you're going through, what you're looking for in order to find that item in the wall. So there is that. So not really a negative, but more or less just something you should be aware of. When you are using this stud finder, the slower you go, the more accurate it will be. So as you come upon a stud, if you're going too fast, it could skip that stud altogether. If you want to find the edge of that stud, just go nice and slow and smooth and it will find the edges. So, you know, the slower you go, the better it's going to operate for you. Alright you guys, not a negative, just something to point out with this particular stud finder is you do want to read the instructions, or at the very least watch this video so that you understand what all the symbols mean and how to operate this tool. So it's got the metal, it's got the electrical finder, it's got the moisture meter, and it's got your 1/2 inch, your 1 inch, your 1.5 inch depth finders. And so it just takes like a couple of minutes to understand how to use everything and all the functions and the modes. So there is that. Alright, so with this wall stud finder and moisture meter, this actually turned out to be a really good product. I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up. I will recommend it. So anybody that's looking for a gift for someone, for the do-it-yourselfer in your life, or if you're the do-it-yourselfer, this is actually a really cool thing. So the fact that it does find the wiring in your walls, I really love that feature. Also the fact that it found metal through a countertop, I didn't expect that to happen. That was something really cool. So for the 24, 25, 26 bucks that you're shelling out for this, you're actually getting a lot of benefit for it. And if you've watched this video, you already know how to use this thing. There's a link in the description where you can find it. So be sure and like and subscribe to my channel, you guys. I would definitely go ahead and pick this up. If you're on the fence, you're not so sure about it, you'll be happy with it. This is a good product, so I would recommend it. Alright you guys, well hopefully this video is really helpful for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel and check out these other videos I got going on. Catch you later.